Are you going to speak?
Oh,
Me?
am I
Anyone? I
supposed
don't
to
know.
speak? Nope,
Somebody's
fuck
supposed
this.
to be
Fuck
speaking,
AT&T.
you
I'm out.
scrub
Fuck it. Fuck this. Fuck you, AT&T.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Slash Yell, the show that is prohibited by Adrock's internet connection. This week on the show, we have some exciting MMO news to talk to you about, just like we do every single week. But before we get into that, I'm going to introduce everybody. My name is Croog. Below me, you'll see Indigo. Hi, Indigo.
Hello.
Hey, buddy. And to my right, I guess, would be maybe our right, both of our rights. You'll see Adrock. Adrock is unfortunately rage quitting this show because his internet is so bad that we can't hear him very well.
I legitimately would not expect him to come back, by the way.
Right. Yes, I agree with you completely. So you will see in his place a couple of photographs and a bottle of what looks to be wine or whiskey or something to that effect. So the same way that we do every single week, we're going to talk to you about how our weeks were. Indigo, why don't you start us off? How was your week, buddy?
Well, I want you guys to know I have a pen and I have an apple.
Oh, God.
Ugh, apple pen. No.
Pineapple, apple pen. Okay, we get it. It's the dumbest song. Like, this is the same
It's
trend.
pen, pineapple, apple pen.
Yeah, that's what I said. Pen, pineapple, apple pen. Because you have to say it so that the apples are one after the other, because that's what makes it funny. It's not funny.
You mean the P's? The PPAP? PPAP. Anyways, so my week was fine. Yeah, I'm actually going to so I'm on call this weekend, so I've been getting some calls during the show. So I got a couple calls in the middle time while we were playing Battle Right, which, by the way, really fun game, especially on my Steam controller. Anyways, and so I've been calling around looking for a couple things like here and there up in San Francisco, and I texted them. I was like, hey, look, I can't find one. No one's open. It's Sunday. Like, do you want me to fly one out there right now? And the best response I've gotten so far from a project manager on a show set was, fuck it till tomorrow. So
that's the best. My week wasn't very exciting. Aside from discovering Battle Right and discovering a new MMO that I'm going to start downloading after the show today. What was it called again? Osiris? Oh my God.
Hey,
I'm so mad at myself.
chat's saying that they can't hear you.
Oh, well, they can hear me now. Whoops. Fucking, what was the name of the MMO that we found today that started with an O?
Osiris? It's not it's not an MMO, it's a survival game.
Well, it's not an MMO, but it's a multiplayer survival game. It starts with an O. I don't think it's called Osiris, though.
Is it the space
one?
one?
It is Osiris. Yeah, it is Osiris. I was right. That's very surprising.
You were right? So I was right.
No, I said Osiris first. So I found an MMO called Osiris, which is really, really nice looking. So I'm going to download that and maybe play it a little bit later today after we get our fill of Battle Right for the day. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little overwhelmed with the amount of new games that I have to try.
Oh, dude, I downloaded 4 Five Nights at Freddy. I downloaded Osiris and Battle Right before we started today. And
yeah,
I'm getting to a really good spot on my Demon Hunter, and I'm getting a really good flow on my Death Knight on WoW. So I'm like,
yeah,
just
so many
video
games.
Game overload.
Yep.
Good
Anyways,
thing I made 2 cups of coffee today.
Since Adrock's gone, we're gonna tell you how his week was.
I called it. I said that this game was gonna suck, and it sucked. So I win.
All right.
I win.
All right, Adrock, stop talking. So MMO news for the week. We're gonna go into Slash Zone, which is where we talk to you about MMO news for games that are released, games that you're familiar with, games that we all love and know and play frequently. We're gonna do them in alphabetical order because that's the fairest way to do it. And so that means, as usual, we're gonna start with Blade and Soul. Adrock's back and he has a bowl of food. That's exciting. He's gonna eat on camera just because he wants to bug the shit out of Croog, because Croog hates that crap. So we're talking about gem crafting and transmutation changes. So what Blade and Soul's doing is basically in an ongoing effort to implement cost reductions and help improve the pace of player progression. They've made a number of changes to gem crafting and transmutation. On the, oh my God, see, Adrock's not here, so he can't pronounce this for me. Ebendrake, that's easy. The Ebendrake Citadel update arriving on October 5th. The transmutation system has been expanded to include additional gem filters, which basically allows you to sort things by gem type. So like brilliant square gems, pentagonal gems, brilliant pentagonal gems, sparkling, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So basically, a way of organizing things, which is really useful. Um, do you have anything to say about this, Indigo, or is it just kind of an update that we wanted to mention?
I saw it and I wanted to throw it in there. I thought it was interesting. I mean, I like the fact that they're actually trying to improve for gold sinks. They're like, hey, we realize that this is probably not best for player progression. And while this game has been out for a while on the East, we're going to try to change it up and mutate it so that it's helpful for the game style of Western players. So I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's nice to know that they're willing to make those kinds of changes, I guess. Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Especially like Eastern to Western changes, because I mean, all of this stuff is uh all of this stuff is different for play styles of Eastern MMO players and Western MMOs. And while it is visually Eastern, they're trying to make it less super uber grindy, and they're trying to make small subtle fixes at least. So
Yeah, yeah. Next up on the list is the next awakening for a Black Desert Online character. This time it's the Berserker. So if you're not familiar with the awakening mechanic, basically at level 56, you do a quest line that unlocks a special awakening ability tree for your character. So you get new abilities to train up for your character. And for the Berserker, you get the Iron Buster, which is the awakening weapon or the awakened weapon. I don't remember exactly what they call it. Uh, it looks really fucking cool. As usual, all of these fucking animations always look amazing for Black Desert Online. So the video is obviously in the description. You can go and check out what it looks like. And obviously,
what I like most about it is the fact that it's adding a lot more ranged abilities, and it's increasing so it says and this is a quote straight from her: with the advantage of range and increased mobility, the Berserker will be able to charge into into the mix faster than ever, and with every more explosive result.
yeah. Did you see its like super movement ability?
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
if
Oh
you-
no,
yeah,
I
if you-
watched this video like twice. It was
Yeah.
so. This is the problem I have with fucking Blade and Soul, is that it's so fucking pretty. It's so pretty, and it like, I don't know. It just
It's
it
pretty,
gets
but
me.
you
And
can't get into it.
yeah,
Can you?
the problem is that it's really cool. I love the combat. The combat's awesome. Problem I have with the game is because you're not leveling via questing and you're leveling via grinding, and that you basically
Yeah.
don't get anything for doing quests, and that it's
Well, you get
basically just
items.
you get items, but I mean, you're also getting items for
Your character
killing
doesn't.
things.
Yeah. Your character doesn't progress the same way that it does in WoW, basically. And since we're so used to that kind of progression, like not necessarily from playing WoW, but like games like WildStar and stuff like that all have very similar progression systems that we're used to, and this is different, and it doesn't really feel good, at
Mhm.
least in my opinion. But back to what we were talking about increased mobility. Go to the video in the show notes. Even if you're not interested in this game at all, go to the video, the show notes, go to 1 minute 10 seconds and watch his dash. It's literally he like shoots a rocket onto the ground, which pushes himself up, and then like throws the rocket back, so it's like propelling him forward, and it like leaves a trail of like lava and fire and death behind. It's just I've literally the entire time Indigo's been talking, just been watching that part of this video over and over again. It's the fucking
So this will
coolest
be
thing
like a
ever.
3-second
basically
delay, but I don't understand how a pair of giant shotgun gun gloves can be in this world. I'm very confused by this.
Well, first of all, it's only one gun. There's only one. It's one fist is basically
Oh,
Mega
so he's
Man.
Mega
the other-
Man.
Yeah, exactly. It's Mega Man and a fist. And guns exist in this world, as far as I'm aware. Guns and explosives and stuff like that exists.
Who's to say this is an explosive? It could very easily be just magic fire stuff, man.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me. I'm the lore king. Only saying that because he can't respond.
It's fire magic channeled through a tunnel.
Yeah, and
exactly.
it really is. It legitimately is Mega Man-esque, because like he will like hold his arm out and like power it up and fire just like Mega Man, and yeah, it's very Mega Man-esque.
Could very easily be an intentional
nod.
thing that they did. Yeah, and then that's
well, and it's funny. It's funny because it's Mega Man-esque, but like the armor, at least for this video, is red and gold, so it's very Iron
And
Man-esque.
furry.
So it's like Iron Man and Mega Man combined.
Had a baby, and then that baby turned into a werewolf. Is basically what this character looks like. But anyways, if you want to check out the video, links in the show notes. Also, if you want to check a list of the new abilities that you're going to be able to train as a berserker, that link is also in the show notes, so you can check out both of those things. And enjoy the information. WoW, World of Warcraft, next on the docket. Now, WoW was because I was saying we're moving on to World of.
Yeah,
You get
no.
it?
So should I attempt this, or do you guys want to take it?
Yeah, go for it. Go.
Try.
So
We'll stop you
Emerald
when it
Nightmare came
sucks.
out last week, and they unlocked it for normal, heroic, and mythic. Now, in World of Warcraft, normal is no longer the normal. It's pretty much the pickup group setting. Mythic is now the challenging mode. Heroic is pretty much your normal setting. So Mythic is where all the shit goes down. They unlocked it, and in cumulative total of 18 hours, Russia's Exorcist and Method pick up world first and second, respectively, in 18 hours. Less than a day. That's cumulative of all of their attempts. And they did say that, hey, Xavius, because we didn't have that long to test him on PTR, does feel undertuned. Like, Cenarius is a much harder fight than Xavius, and it's a little sad. But people, like, there's an interesting discussion going on right now in WoW forums where they used to be like, oh, they cleared it in 2 days. Fuck this noise. Blah, 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 blah. And now it's like, well, 18 hours, I mean, does that mean the content's, like, easy? Because Blizzard did say this is the first of at least two raid tiers and a mini break three boss raid tier in Legion so far. And we're getting the Trials of Valor, which is the 7.1 mini 3 boss raid, very soon with 7.1. So as a comparison, I decided to give a list, and this Reddit thread also has a comparative list of how long it takes the world first guilds to clear the hardest level of content in how many days. So basically, Emerald Nightmare is not the only one to be cleared in under a day. I believe there was at least 3 others. Next Ramus was considered a big enough raid.
I was going to say
0 days.
next Ramus.
Yeah, you may want to take over from here.
I have
starting to lag out.
Eternity. Yep, you are. So it's Emerald Nightmare, next Ramus, and Eye of Eternity. All are 0 days. But then you take a look at some of the other dungeons in this list of clear times, and some of them are like Tempest Keep, 130 days. That's almost half a year. That's insane. And then one of them was even more than that, wasn't there? What's MC stand for? That's 154 days.
Molten Core.
Molten Core.
Molten
Thank
Core.
you.
But
So
you basically see a
that's
curve
insane.
from long kill times to short kill times. And yes, Nick, go.
I wouldn't even
Go.
try
Fuck.
anymore.
Fuck your couch and your internet.
What I believe he was going to say, and he can nod or shake his head, is that we're seeing a progression of some of the older content, which would take longer and longer, and it's getting progressively easier over time. And that could be because they're trying to get more people into those types of content, or maybe it's because they're running out of ideas and everyone's already seen this, or it could be the fact that this is a 10-year-old some odd game, and all of these
People just
that
kind
have
of know what to expect now.
Yeah. Well, not only that, you got to think that the people that are playing are like min-maxing the shit out of all of this. All of these
Right.
like guilds and stuff like that. They know what the perfect, combo of
And
X,
see,
Y,
that's-
and Z and the perfect round, which wasn't as easily recognized or at least available before.
And see, that's kind of the catch-22 that they're in, is they have some players that are methodical, that are that research the kind of thing that they need to do in order to beat a dungeon, and kind of take it to a point where it's like work, kind of. They make it into a job to do this first. And so you have those people, and if you make the content too easy, they're going to plow through it immediately. But then you have the other end, that's the majority of the player base, that just goes in and plays and just does the thing that they think is fun. Fuck whether it's going to do, 30% more DPS if they do something different, And then if they make the content hard enough for the people that are going to do the methodical research, it's not going to be difficult. It's going to be way, way too difficult for the people that are just casual in game and just playing for the sake of playing. Adrock is writing some stuff for us to say on his behalf, so I'm going to read it to you. Player skill getting better with content. Content is broken up for more inclusive player roster in raids. See, that's what we're saying. Like, you need to get the weaker people into the raid. Raiders get more and more access for endgame in PTR so they can grind it out. Also, this is him.
Do you want me to do
screaming.
it in a voice? Do you want me to do it in an Adrock voice?
I'd prefer. Oh, fine. Okay. Adrock wants you to do it in an Adrock voice, so do it in an Adrock voice.
Also, shit is based on the 1% of players. Joe Schmo will still take several weeks to clear it, so they need to shut the fuck up about it. Easy now,
But easy content. He misspelled the word content. He spelled it KONTINT. Content.
Content.
Yeah. Which is basically what we're saying. These clear times are based off of World First, and World First people make it a job. Not all of us play that way. Some of us just play for funsies. So that's kind of the catch-22. Hopefully Blizzard can find a way to balance that out. Like, the problem is that if they make a raid, like, raid Mythic Plus, and then raid Go Fuck Yourself or something, everybody's going to expect to be able to finish raid Go Fuck Yourself. So I don't know exactly how they're going to, how they could possibly tune a raid to be difficult for people who put hours into researching the raid and at the same time accessible to most players.
Well, and you got to realize that, look, while there is that the raid content is supposedly supposed to be the best PvE content that exists. That's what raids are supposed to be. But this is the thing, is when only previously only the top 1% of players were actually making it into raids because they had so much to do beforehand to turn around it. And so they were making this amazing, excellent, beautiful content, and only 1% of their player base was actually getting to see it and play it. And so that's part of the problem as an MMO creator is, yes, you want to make this amazing, awesome, cool content for those people that are going to put the time and energy in there, but then you also don't want to spend the time, the assets, and the manpower to turn around and create something that only 1% of your player base is even going to see. So
yeah, the goal is to make content for as many people as possible, because content is what keeps people paying your subscription.
Yeah.
So if you're making content that only 1% of people are using to stay in the game, then it's not really worth the investment, right? Like, you need to create, like, if you could create 3 dungeons for the price of 1 raid, and if you create 1 raid, 1% of people are going to see it. If you create 3 dungeons, 98% of people are going to see it.
Yep.
Why aren't you making dungeons? But I'm not saying they should stop making raids. Like, it's good that they're doing that, because it's a lofty goal for most people. Like, yeah, some people are just like, oh yeah, and then I'm gonna raid, and then some people like us are, oh, maybe someday we'll get to be raiders. Oh, like, aspiring to it. Now he's using bold instead of caps lock. It was statistically proven in vanilla that less than 10% of the player base that completed the raid. That's not a full complete English sentence, buddy. It was in the tail end of Burning Crusade that they started to rework raids to make. Even his text is lagging.
Well, did you say Mythic and Mythic Plus in WoW is raid Go Fuck Yourself?
Mythic yeah. I think people know that though.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's hard to make a Mythic Plus style instance that is also globally accessible, because not everyone's going to take the time to like min-max their stats or like work on an actual strategy for an encounter as opposed to just banging their head against it until it's over.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation that they're in.
I mean, hell, like we did a first Mythic dungeon, and it took us a while to get through, but we got through it and it was fun. And then we tried to do our second Mythic dungeon, and we did not make it nearly as far.
No, we actually couldn't make it all the way through our second Mythic dungeon. Our second Mythic dungeon was a horrible experience, especially because it was all indoors. So we couldn't repair. I have a mount that has like a repair vendor on it that you can use, but I couldn't get on it, so we couldn't repair anything. Whereas in our first dungeon, it was mostly outdoors, so I could repair everything and we could just keep trying if we wanted. So that made it really, really difficult, the fact that we couldn't repair gear. And by the end, I had like 5 pieces of broken gear, and my agility went down by like 4,000 or something like that. And at that point, it was just like, well, is it really worth trying? Like, our stats are getting worse and worse as we keep banging our head against this. Let's just call it. It's kind of disappointing. And I can see why people would get upset at content that's that difficult based on that disappointment. Like, I think the only reason it wasn't frustrating for me specifically is because I was doing it with people in chat and had that kind of like support. I think Stephen Frost said it best is any game is fun when you're playing with people, because if you're having a good time winning, then you're having a good time winning. And if you're losing, you're having a good time trash talking the game or trash talking your teammates that aren't in chat with you or whatever. You're having fun trash talking. So that helps a lot. But again, I'm pretty sure WildStar released some statistics back in the day that said that most people don't play MMOs with other people. They play them by themselves. So you can't really count on that either. It's just kind of a like fucking pot of difficult decisions for them to make. Adrock also wants to point out that world quests are the alternative for those that don't want to raid or do dungeon runs and still wanted higher end gear, which is a good point. It's just difficult to organize. I know Blizzard has the like group finder. Like, for example, we queued in the Mythic group finder, even though you can't be queued for an instance. You just kind of like put a message out there that says, hey, we're looking for a deeps or something like that. But I don't know. Excluding people from any amount of content is dangerous, I think. But that's just me. Blizzard knows what they're doing, obviously. They've been around for 10 years. You just trust them. So that was a lot of WoW talk. All of that started with Emerald Nightmare getting cleared. So if you didn't catch that part of this conversation, they cleared Emerald Nightmare. That was 0-day clear. It's only the 3rd dungeon so far out of a list of very many more than 3. And the link to that list will be in the show notes for y'all to feast your little pretty eyes on. This next piece of news is super shitty. Indigo's killing himself because he's currently on a work call. And apparently it's very frustrating. So this next piece of news is something that Adrock found.
Say it.
I
That's a
have to
3-second
talk
delay
about it
again.
because I'm the only one who is able. God damn it! I'm the only one who's able to currently communicate with you, but I fucking hate it, so I don't want to do it. It's called Music Man Online. It is a
Hey, I'm back.
It is multiplayer Dance Dance Revolution. Thank God. Indigo, please take over. I don't want to talk about this goddamn stupid piece of shit.
So I don't really consider this an MMO per se.
Yeah, because you have to consider it a stupid piece of shit, because that's what it is.
It's not that it's a stupid piece
Oh,
of shit.
God.
It is a multiplayer online Dance Dance Revolution game.
That's what I said. A stupid piece of shit. You basically just said exactly what I just said.
So it's Dance Dance Revolution that you can walk around the world, play with other people. But this is the other key thing is that you're actually able to, with in-game currency, do costumes, be able to, deck out your room. I don't know what to say past that.
You fucking go through the fucking trailer. I didn't actually watch I skimmed through the trailer. So I didn't like read any of the things that it was advertising its MMO based on. So I'm going to read them for you now because they're fucking hilarious. So let's see. The first one is Volume Light, in which they were trying to say volumetric light, but that they said volume light. Then they said environmental reverberation. I don't know what that is, but okay, fair enough. The next thing they're in their trailer that they're using to advertise their MMO is texture mapping. Which basically means that their 3D models have textures, you guys. Oh my God. Fucking groundbreaking shit here. What are we gonna do? They deserve a Nobel Prize. They have texture mapping. The next one is water effect. It just says water effect. To which I say, your water looks like garbage. The next thing they're gonna advertise is the rigid body system. I don't know what that means. That's it. Those are the features of their MMO. They have textures, they have character models, they have environments, and volumetric lighting. Those are the things that they want you to know about them. I fucking hate this game. There's absolutely no way.
So
I don't care if this is the only game you guys ever play for the rest of your lives. We're never playing games together again.
So
I'm out.
from Adrock's explanation earlier is it's like, while it is DDR where it's like left, right, forward, backwards, whatever, it's actually just spacebar. If I'm correct, you're literally just hitting the spacebar.
I'm gonna try and get this. You have a
Okay.
space of the beat to insert to complete a sequence, and how fast and how well you complete the sequence and hitting spacebar on time with the beat is how well you do. Hey, it's working, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, a little bit. So you can like if you have to hit up, down, left, right. You can hit those buttons as fast as you can, and then at a certain point after you're done doing that, you'll have to push the spacebar to like apply it, sort of. So
On beat.
The actual on beat, but the actual directional part of it is not on beat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not that it matters. Game's stupid either way. No way I'm gonna play.
But this is the key to it. It's not just its art style. It's not just its costume selection. You actually get to fight against robotic gorillas. You get to dance against robotic hip hop robots.
Yep, that doesn't redeem it at all, in my opinion. Absolutely
40-man raid, electric boogaloo. Let's do this.
Raid, electric boogaloo.
I wonder if there's a class.
Just imagine
system,
the
like,
country
all right,
stage.
this one's
They're all
good at
doing.
hip-hop, this
They're all
one's good
doing the
at
electric
techno,
slide.
This one's good.
Why did you spec into Norwegian dancing? We needed a b-boy.
Guys, spoiler alert, Adrock is the robot gorilla that you fight against. His voice sounds that way because he is a robot gorilla. Give me banana. Yeah, this game looks dumb. Apparently there's like a love like mechanic where you can like fall in love, because I just saw two people kissing with hearts over their heads, so that's probably a mechanic. That's at the very end of the trailer. This is the first time I'm gonna say this on this show, but if you want to check out Music Man Online, go fuck yourself. The link will be in the show notes, but if you click it, I hate you. And I hope that you have fun playing that game. We're never going to talk about it again, even if you want us to. Never ever will we talk about this game ever again.
So, Adrock, we agree that we're gonna find news about this game every week, right?
Every week,
ever.
And then if we can, I will want to do streaming episodes of this.
Oh no!
I want to be a Korean pretty
the
boy.
camera has to be like on your hands, and then a camera on your face. So you've got to split screen that.
When you do the dance, you can only use 2 feet, and then you just have to like do.
Look, I'm actually kind of I hope I don't go robotic right now. I'm hoping that they do expand their rigid system we're talking about. Is for the dance moves, make it feel realistic. I'm hoping they actually do include more than just popular dances like Gangnam Style, which is in the trailer. That they introduce other cultures in their top 40 songs, and like just watch them whip and watch them nay and watch them Superman that hoe. Come on now, if you have Turned Down for What, you don't have the Turn Down for What dance line in there. Oh, come on. Can you imagine? We're going throwback. We're gonna go into a throwback scenario and everybody do the Macarena.
If you want to hear,
Hey, Macarena.
if you want to hear what Adrock's actually saying, check out the recorded versions of this episode that most likely will not have this lag included in them, because that's how our recording system works. YOLO swag. So that's Music Man Online. Again, I will say this one more time. If you watch it, I hate you. Yeah. Indigo, it's your favorite time of the show. It's LFG time.
The time in which I get to sit there and talk about Crowfall.
So for those of you that don't know, LFG is this. Okay, Indigo's echoing. For those of you who don't know, LFG is the section of the show where we talk about beta games that are not released and that you have to either pay pre-release prices to play, or that you can't play and they're in closed beta or whatever, just not released. YOLO swag. One of our favorite games that we cover is Crowfall. Indigo loves it a lot, and so we're going to talk a little about Crowfall. Go ahead, throw down, bro.
All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about this week is the Duelist. So we've gotten a little bit more into the Duelist. The Duelist is what you think of when you think of the Three Musketeers, a rapier with a fancy little hat, but he's a giant guinea pig. And so he has a lot of his abilities are sword based. He also has a small like flintwood pistol. this is really, really cool. They go into the resource in which they use, which we talked a little bit about last week, and then they go into some of its abilities. One of my favorite abilities, which they actually show the concept art for, which is the duelist decoy concept, which is basically a giant barrel with a hat on top of it full of dynamite. And so, I'm assuming they put it in place and your enemies think it's them and they go near it and it explodes.
Did you notice that the barrel has a smiley face on
Yep.
it? So it
Yep.
has it's like a little like dirt smudge drawn little like kawaii eyes, and then the barrel is like cut in the middle to have a little smile, and then at the very end of the smile, as though it's a cigar, there's a TNT piece poking out, and it just looks like the most fucking adorable thing. I kind of want this to be my avatar in like every single thing, and then change my name from Croog to Barrel.
And then they go into the duelist combat bar, what you're going to get for his first 6 abilities, your combat or your combo system with your left click. It doesn't look like he's got a ton of combo systems, kind of like the Ranger does and a couple others. It looks like most of it is just the left click, which has it. Your right click's going to be a dodge. You're going to also have a vanish ability, which I believe is your passive, or not your passive. But then you're also going to have enter burrow ability, which you're going to be able to dig. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. And remember, your 7 through 0 ability or 7 through 10 abilities are going to be based off of what subtype you choose with your character. So while it doesn't seem like there is a lot of abilities for this character, you have to realize that it's just that much more flexible with this character. I haven't gotten to play him yet because he's not on live yet, or not live on
This one
the
seems
beta.
very, very close to Legion Rogue and WoW, because he has an ability. So he has pistols. He has Impale, like melee range with pistols and a sword, and then he has Inconceivable, which just generates random buffs, just like Roll the Bones for Outlaw Rogue and WoW. It seems really Outlaw Rogue-y.
Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be the traditional rogue-esque character on how its abilities work, where you get a point system, and then you've got spenders that spend a certain amount of points or all of your points, and depending on how many points you had at that time depends on how much damage or how long someone is stunned for, or something like that. So this is supposed to be the traditional rogue, but it's supposed to be their flair to it, because while it does have the vanish ability, it's also got the burrow ability, which has its own separate tray when you're actually burrowing. You've got abilities called ambush, which we can only assume is an ambush ability where you come out and do damage. Cannon barrage, recon, tunnel, and then leave burrow are your 5 abilities.
Tunnel sounds cool. Tunnel sounds like a way of getting around like player built defenses.
Well, tunnel is a power that activates a short teleport to a forward direction. This will allow a duelist to burrowed state to go under or past castle walls and other objects.
Yep, that's what it's doing. I like that they're including stuff like that in kits, like not just, oh, if you want to counter a wall, use a ballista. No, if you want to counter a wall, you can send the rogue behind enemy lines and like start killing people on the guard tower or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That's cool that they're putting in that into people's kits. I like that a lot. Although I will say I would hate it if every character had a way of doing something like that.
Sure.
I think it would be nice to limit that to like, oh yeah, and then the fire mage can blink past walls, and this guy can burrow through walls, and the berserker can jump over walls or whatever. Like that would be obnoxious, but if they just limit it to a few classes, that would be chill.
Well, and I'm curious if you're going to have the burrow ability be a part of your subclass. Like, I wonder if like one of your subclass option is like digger. And so you can be a berserker that carries a shovel around with them, which allows them to have the burrow ability.
Sure. Yeah. But you have to like spec into it and you lose like optimal DPS or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess anybody can carry a shovel. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Although ironically, probably that dribble thing couldn't carry a very effective shovel because he's really tiny.
No, but he can dig himself. Anyways.
So one more thing about the duelist. I want to see how big they are relative to the rest of the classes. Because at the bottom, in the TLDR, it says, we are definitely opening the door to undiscovered country with the Duelist. Not only are they very small, but they also bring with them the introduction of stealth. So maybe, like, it sounds like they think that his size is part of his gameplay. Like, people won't be able to see you very well because you're
I'm
tiny.
hoping it's at least waist height.
I'm hoping it's like 8 pixels.
The problem with the Duelist isn't so much his physical height, it's his hitbox. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Because in games where they have, like, WoW, going back to that, all the characters have the same size hitbox regardless of their physical stature. I mean, obviously Torrent and Worgen and Draenei have larger ones, but everyone has the same, like, size hitbox. Gnomes don't get anything smaller because they're gnomes or goblins.
Yeah,
So
the
that's
same
gonna be
width,
interesting.
because height doesn't matter in WoW. Right. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I want to see. I want to see what their physical size is. If there's a way for them to use their physical size to hide themselves in a situation where a taller character wouldn't be able to hide, like, not using an ability. I'm talking about just like hiding in a bush.
Yeah.
And then I want to see what their hitbox is like, because in this game, I think height does matter for a lot of abilities. It's like, you know, all the abilities are targeted. You don't have tab targeted abilities like in World of Warcraft. So
Yeah, the
that could
hunter,
be-
literally, you have to aim your abilities. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're going to have to physically look down for that
Right.
character.
Right. It just depends on how far. Like, if a duelist is like at your feet and you have to turn from pointing straight forward, you have to turn 90 degrees down in order to hit him. It's gonna be a huge disadvantage for you. You're not gonna be able to see shit in front of you, and people are just gonna be like, "Oh, gang up on you, bam, 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 bam," and kill you to pieces. Anyways, I'm excited to see what the duelist looks like in game. When's the next test? On Tuesday. Of course, they put the tests on days where I can't play. God damn you guys.
I think their test days are Tuesday, Thursday, and then every once in a while they have like a weekend one. It's
Yeah.
very rare, but they do.
Yeah.
So the next piece of Crowfall news is they're actually going to start retiring some of the packages this weekend. So
Yeah.
as you know, you can buy into the game right now, get into the alpha, get into later betas if you want to, depending on how much money you're willing to spend and put yourself in here. But they're retiring some of them, and the reason why they're retiring some of them is because, well, you can't get into the first alpha anymore because that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Thrown out. You know, the other thing is that while they're retiring some, they're actually creating new packages that you can purchase at a slightly higher cost, due to, you know, early bird special and whatnot.
Right.
So just be
and
aware of that.
I think it's good that they're doing this because higher price thing aside, if you're buying Alpha 1, like the Primo top package, you're not getting like 50% of what the people that bought it earlier got.
Yeah.
Because it's way too late for you to take advantage of those things, because it was literally, you get to play sooner. And that sooner period has passed. Now people in Alpha 2 can play or whatever. So it's good of them to take them down, because they don't want to, like, people that don't really understand how their beta playtest groups work. They don't want them to be like, oh, I'm just going to buy the top one, so I'm a member of the playtest group, when that playtest group is basically the same as the rest of them now. Like, it doesn't make much sense. So I think it's good. And then they're adjusting the prices accordingly so that, you know, they get their money's worth, I think is the goal.
And here's the other thing is that they've also increased the number of things that you can purchase. So originally it was just, oh, playtest time, like some arbitrary castles or whatever. Now they're actually, what they're doing is they're saying, look, not only can you buy into the game here and there, but we're also offering like stronghold bundles, where you get a parcel of land in which you can place one stronghold pack, which is walls, towers, and other defenses, accessory packs to customize your stronghold, and a centerpiece building, such as a lodge, a great hall, or a throne room. So you can actually buy these things. You can buy like, and these are some of the prices, by the way. So this is I know Adrock is gonna just lose his fucking mind over it, but for a small fort in game, $250 US. Now, if you would like a large keep, that's going to cost you $820. Do you want an Imperial Palace, maybe something even larger than that? Try $7,000.
Like peso dollars?
No, US dollars. But that's Like, compare that to fucking Star Citizen. Like, Star Citizen basically has that same model. Like, if you go to Star Citizen and you just scroll all the way down, which is what I'm doing right now for you guys, this ship costs. Oh, it's not loading the prices because fuck you. Hello? Hello? Oh, that's $115. That's $120. There's some fucking expensive ass ships. $275.
I didn't hear $7,000 though.
There's some that are thousands. It's just not loading the prices.
Gotcha.
Like, there are some that are hella expensive.
Now, mind you, I think the mount prices are a little bit more reasonable. So for a quarter
For a
horse,
quarter of $1,000,000.
for a quarter horse, which is just your normal brown mount, it's $10. A little fancier, $10. A pack pig, $10. Merchant pack pig, which is like a pig with like golden armor and like really cool. It's $15. Mind you, if you donated on a specific day, like me, you will actually get that item for free. A warhorse, $15. 2016 warhorse, $15. Nightmare, which is their most expensive mount, which is $30. So I don't know. It's a if you got the money and you love the game or that interested and you think you want to buy this kind of stuff, I don't think I'll ever pay $7,000 for a game though. So you can count me out on that one.
Maybe they took out I know there used to be hugely expensive ships in fucking Star Citizen, but I can't find them on the site anymore. It says in concept under all the big ones. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they took them out.
I don't know.
Here's a wiki. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. So there's the most expensive ship is a Javelin. It's $2,500 according to this wiki. There's also a $10,000 combo pack of ships that you can buy.
Wow.
Yep, you can still buy it. I can add it to my cart. Show your support for Star Citizen with the top of the line package that includes the entire Aurora, Mustang 300 series, Hornet class, Freelancer, and Constellation lineups, plus an Avenger, a Gladius, a Redeemer, and a Reclaimer. It also comes with a limited Iridius P frigate ship, a host of limited ships like the 890 Jump, the Karak, the Retaliator, plus a huge amount of hangar decorations and 20,000 UEC starting money at launch. $10,000. $10,000. And it's how many ships total? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'm sorry, I didn't expect this to go on for this long. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 44 ships. I just literally counted to 44 on a show. Go me. So yeah, I think they're kind of taking their pricing for their buildings from this style of crowdfunding, where they expect a very small percentage of people to pay a very exorbitant amount of money for something in game that is, I guess, cool, but not game breaking. Probably, hopefully. Knock on wood. Hope that they don't. I hope that it's not pay to win. I hope that you can't spend $10,000 to just be indestructible. Because in Star Citizen, honestly, it feels like if you spend $10,000 and get these badass Iridius M frigate, that you're just gonna be like unkillable. This is a huge fucking ship. It's insane. So that's what the retiring packages are. What's this next thing about chat, bro?
All right, so they're talking. They're going in and talking about the chat system that they're going to have. Your inactive chat and what the bar looks like, what your active chat bar is going to look like, how to add players and stuff like that. I don't like it.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think. I guess it
you don't like the way
it
looks?
Yeah, visually. Just not appealing to me. So it does the same thing that all other chats do, which is when it's inactive and you're not doing anything, the box itself that it's the container fades away. the chat, the conversation, and the users stay there. When it is active, the box reappears, as well as a section in which you can start typing stuff back in. I don't know, it's just not visually appealing. I mean, I think Adrock would agree with me on this one. I mean, I love the game, really like it, but it's just, I don't know, it's just boxy and just,
I unbox you, see?
yes,
This is what she does, right? This?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thanks.
I don't know. I don't think it's the prettiest thing in the world. I get why they're talking about it because it's something that they're working on and they're adding to the game system. It's just not visually my
What you
thing.
want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
And
I don't.
hopefully they'll support add-ons because the
It's
UI
hard to
is
do
good. Like, I like
chat
the way it looks,
well.
but it doesn't fit my.
Yeah,
As long as it displays information,
It's
Yeah.
it
just
doesn't
make
fit
it
my
thematic to the rest
playstyle.
of the UI, and it should be fine.
mm-hmm.
I think it looks fine. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, you can check out all 3 of those stories in our show notes, all the Crowfall news, and please do, because unlike Music Man Online, I won't hate you if you click on them. I think that's the end of the show for this week. Thank
Yes,
you for
it
checking
is.
us out. We're going to tell you where you can find us, and we're going to sign out for the day. My name is Croog. You can get me at CroogQT on Twitter. You can also email me. My email address is croog@QueueTimes.com. If you want to email all 3 of us, you can email yell@QueueTimes.com. Indigo, what about you?
If you guys want to get a hold of me and you want to email me, go ahead and email me indigo@QueueTimes.com. If you would like to tweet me at IndigoQT. Did you do Twitter, our QTimes Twitter?
Nope, you do that. That's how it
All right.
works.
All right, just double checking. If you want to tweet all 3 of us at the same time, you hit us at _QTimes because we still can't get the QTimes handle yet.
Fuck Twitter and fuck the people who took at QTimes and wouldn't give it to us. We even offered them $100 and they said no. Go fuck yourselves. Adrock, what about you? Or do you want me to do it on your behalf? So you can get Adrock at Adrock Draws on Twitter because that's where he draws. And that's pretty much it. He doesn't check his email. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like the show, like the video, subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a comment. Whether you like the show or not, please leave a comment. Because, you know, when you leave a comment, it lets us know what we can do to better suck your dick and have you stay and watch the show longer.
Wow.
I mean, proverbially, like, not literally do that because that's weird and, like, they aren't single and I am. But that's not what I meant to. Hey, have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you all next time.
Bye, guys.
Why did I have
That
problems with Skype and you got to finish that sentence?
That
Jesus
was
Christ.
creepy as fuck.
Hey, now my Skype's working again. I'll give it 3 more seconds before it fucks up again. Fuck you, Skype. God. I'm so pissed off at this.
I was waiting for him to robot out again because I thought that would have been a good thing to end the show.
That would have been better.
But it didn't happen. So I'm just going to stop screaming now.